on me tombstone. Man, when I dead, put jab on me tombstone.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
A pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to your nightly newscast right here on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. The Central Housing and Planning Authority is looking for contractors to execute the construction of a brand new 4-lane highway connecting Eccles and Great Diamond on the east bank of Demerara. But according to some in the industry, the invitation in itself sidelines small contractors from the beginning. This is since to even obtain a bid document to get the specifications required by the ministry to prepare a bid attracts a non-refundable fee of some $50,000. Additionally, interested bidders are being made to provide bid security at a minimum of $500 million or at least 1.5% of their bid price. In some instances, bid security could be as much as $1 billion or above, or at least 1% of the bid price. At least one source said that the requirements, as outlined by the ministry, make a mockery of the procurement laws that guarantee that 20% of the government contracts be handed to small contractors. In other news, Vermont's Attorney General T.J. Donovan has filed court litigation against ExxonMobil Corporation and the Shell Oil Company in the U.S. state of Vermont's court on Tuesday last, alleging the companies misled the citizens there for decades with marketing that conceals the contribution to climate change and the harmful effects of burning their fuels. The lawsuit in Vermont Superior Court, Chittenden Civil Division, is the latest of about 24 similar ones by states and local governments from Rhode Island to Honolulu that are seeking monetary relief over claims that oil majors harmed them, as they downplayed or misrepresented how the fuels they sold exacerbated the environmental risks tied to climate change. And moving on, despite more than 400 members of the Guyana People's Militia, or GPM, being deployed nationwide to provide assistance for the Ministry of Health's ongoing COVID-19 vaccination drive, the ranks, however, have not been paid since March 2021. Nevertheless, in an effort to guarantee their concerns are voiced, several members of the GPM contacted Kaieteur to air their plight. As part of their recruitment, an agreement was inked which stated that the ranks were to be paid their salaries on a monthly basis. The agreement further stated that they were to receive a stipend for being a part of the pool of trained recruits, augmenting the vaccination drive efforts. Meanwhile, some of the ranks were trained to administer vaccines, while others were trained to complete documentation and any other tasks assigned to them. Additionally, the ranks report to work on a day-to-day basis from 8 hours to whenever vaccination site stops working. And now let's tell you, the Guyana Manganese Inc., or GMI, a subsidiary of the Bauxite Minerals Group, is coming under the renewed pressure to address ongoing issues in relation to massive flooding caused by activities and contamination of the domestic water supply in the mining town of Matthews Ridge. Residents have revealed that a coker in Lower Pequera, which was blocked by GMI, has broken away and has flooded the main access roads, a number of nearby farms, and has caused several residents to seek refuge in trees as they wait for the waters to recede. GMI is reported to be actively assessing the situation, but has also been allegedly restricting residents' access to the affected areas and barring them from taking pictures and capturing footage of the incident. And moving on, residents of Bonfim, a small town located in Brazil just opposite the Kaieteur River from Lethem, Guyana, have been protesting over the last 2 days against what they are calling an unfair practice by the Guyanese authorities at the Lethem-Brazil border crossing. Trucks with supplies bound for Lethem stuck at the roadblock set up by Brazilian protesters. They have blocked the main highway leading to the Kaieteur Bridge, preventing the trucks laden with basic supplies from entering Lethem. According to the president of the Rupununi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Daniel Gaji, their action is leading to the shortage of essential goods in the Region 9 town. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgel on Monday revoked an acquisition order signed in 2019 authorizing the compulsory acquisition of private lands to construct the approach roads for the new Demerara River Bridge and has opted to use state property instead. Former Minister of Public Works David Patterson, under whose administration the original order was inked, when contacted for a comment yesterday, was asked if persons had already been compensated for the lands identified for the use of roads and had responded in the negative. Patterson said that there was no need to compensate anyone because the acquisition order was not fully affected. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up next, a short presentation from the publisher of the Kaieteur News, Mr. Glenn Lal, followed by the National Outlook with GHK Lal, and at 19:20, the Glenn Lal Show. Tell it as it is.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
I am Glenn Lal, and I have some beautiful things to share with you guys. I want to recognize someone in this country, a Guyanese by birth, who I think all Guyana owes a huge debt for her